Hello fellow free spirits. As you can see, we have a rather strange video today. I'm currently driving along. I'll try and make this as safe as possible. I just had a bit of free time on my hands and I'm bored as shit, so thought I'd make a video. So in my previous video I shouted out to all you lot asking you to recommend me topics for me to speak about on anything. So I had a number of questions sent out to me, and I've decided to respond to the questions that didn't contain the label PDA, because as you all know, I'm in the process of broadening my content, and I can't do that as long as we're all bogged down on that label. As I've said before, labels can be relieving, I suppose, and helpful at first, but see, what they serve as is a concise, comprehensive definition of a collection of symptoms, and that can be extremely helpful within an environment like school or work, I suppose, to alert everyone that we're not going to conform to the regular way of doing things. But it actually thwarts us from progress the more we get stuck on the label. So those of you who asked questions more generally, thank you very much. I admire your open minds. So let me think. So one of the questions I got was, what do I do on a daily basis? What does my daily routine consist of? So I could start off with that one right now, and I'll probably do some kind of video diary for the next week or so, just so you can have a glimpse into what my daily life is like. So the other day I left LA. I'd been living in LA for 4 months just because I wanted to. I just felt the urge and that was it. I acted on it. See, if I didn't act on that urge, then I would have run into some problems. Like a lot of, if you're parents of kids with PDA, you will experience that a lot. The demand avoidance, the refusal to go into school, the refusal to eat, the refusal to do loads of things. See, I would have incurred that myself had I not responded to my intuition. Intuition is the most important internal resource when you have this type of brain. Within a school setting, we call it PDA, but the brain doesn't change. The idea is we find our natural habitat, and from there we can just follow our intuition. You know, an impulse is your body and mind's way of trying to drive itself back into the path you were meant to tread. Right now, I literally do whatever I want. As soon as I feel an urge to do something, I do it. See, as long as we're permitted total freedom, as long as we're granted total freedom, then we don't have any problems. Like I said, I don't have to use my diagnosis anymore at all. I just don't need to. So anyway, I've digressed a bit. So I was living in LA. I'm a nomad, which means I travel around from place to place and acquire certain lessons from the myriad experiences I have, and then I move on. That's my part of my education process. See, all of life is a school. One need only avail themselves to the lessons. A lot of us don't realise we're at school until we leave school. We're always in learning. We're born with this innate curiosity. We're born with this need to soak up the world around us. That doesn't actually go away, you know, and never let it die out. It's so valuable. So anyway, what do I do? What am I doing right now? So I decided to leave LA. I had no idea what I was doing. I just drove. I came across this festival in Joshua Tree. I think it's a national park or a desert or something. And that's it. You know, Thank you. Sorry, I'm driving on the wrong side of the road. Partly deliberately, partly accidentally. So yeah, it's as I said, as long as I ride that wave, then I don't really run into any problems. I do, but then I respond. I've become much more effective at responding to problems rather than just persevering with it, which is like what we do at school, because we buy the idea that school is mandatory. Oh, my child needs to go to school to receive an education. But as long as you have that attitude, you deprive your child of the freedom that they're born with, and then that'll just fuck them up. So, as I said, I'll do more videos on my daily life over the next few days. What else have I got? Veganism. So, as some of you are aware, I released a video with a good friend of mine who's a dietitian a few days ago. If you haven't checked it out, please do. It seemed to be quite a controversial video, as it usually is. Veganism is. So I was asked if veganism helps me. It helps me in so many ways. It doesn't rewire my brain, as someone stupidly suggested. And it's not an extreme diet, as someone else suggested even more stupidly. An extreme diet would be a diet that endorses and supports and contributes towards mass murder, mass slaughter, environmental destruction, and a glaring dearth of empathy. See, this diet makes sense when you're a sensitive person, like myself and the other PDAers are, because we are empaths. Part of the reason why we have meltdowns is because we're so busy absorbing our environment. You know, we're exquisitely sensitive to it all, so veganism makes sense because from the ethical standpoint, and I hate the word vegan, by the way, even though I, for all intents and purposes, adopt a plant-based lifestyle. It's just, to me, this is my default lifestyle. It's a result of ethical living. It's not some ideology I impose on other people. You know, vegans have a propensity to be preachy and militant, and I hate that. I think it's disgusting. You know, be ethical, choose what's healthy, and then choose what you want. That's my philosophy. So obviously, you know, there are numerous health benefits. Some may dispute that, but all you've got to do is just a bit of cursory research, and then that's fine. You know, it's like, also, if you're an evolutionist, which I hope most of my followers are, I hope there's a prevailing demographic of evolutionists over creationists, and you understand evolution, it's like we descend from the same self-replicating molecule. Everything is our cousins, and I see it as cannibalism. And then people, you know, it's cannibalism to eat another sentient being. Sentient being the key word here, because people make the argument like, oh, well, broccoli has feelings too. Fuck off. No plants have a central nervous system. If they did, they'd be endowed with a flight or flight response, and they don't. So my rule is, as long as it's not sentient. But then you could say, what about oysters and stuff? And it just, you know, I don't know, I just don't want to eat oysters. So that's veganism for me. Obviously, yeah, the better I feel in my body, the less those superfluous symptoms haunt and taunt and plague me. Okay, what else do people want me to speak about? You know, obviously veganism as well. Like, other things I get up to during the day, I read voraciously whenever I can. You know, I like to keep my mind active, but I also don't like to overwhelm it, so I'm constantly monitoring myself. Meditation, I try and start my day off with meditation. Usually I get distracted by articles on... Oh, sugar. Okay, I'm gonna park now. Usually I get distracted by articles on my phone or something, but I try and start the day off emptying my mind, you know, embracing my senses, allowing thoughts and feelings to just pass through me like I'm on the side of a road and cars are going past, not identifying with those thoughts and feelings, just kind of acknowledging them and seeing myself as the observer. During the day we get lost in thought. We get so entangled in who we are and our identity and what we're going to do next and what we could have done better. So it's a great way to just wipe the slab, dust the shelves and everything, I will release a video on how to meditate, because a lot of people ask me about meditation. It's fantastic for those who have, I mean, it's fantastic for everyone, but especially for those who have a very overactive mind. A mind that does not quell. Just a constant thought generator. Just whirring and whirring around. See, I have that, so it's really, really good for me to try and tame it daily. Not eliminate the thoughts or anxiety. We're human. We're always going to feel negative emotions. Sometimes they're very important. Like I said, meltdowns can be beautiful, as destructive and scary as they are, because that's a person truly embracing their authenticity. That's a person who's being real. We have all these scripts. Hello, how are you? I'm fine, how are you? No one really means it. No one really means, hello, how are you? People say it as they're rushing past each other. Are you preparing yourself for a no answer? Most likely no. So when people have meltdowns, it's like they can't take the fakeness anymore. It's like, boom, this supernova of authenticity. That's why it's wonderful. Obviously, I don't want anyone to be in pain, but it's like, wow. Anger as well. Anger is a great catalyst, even if you're just smashing shit up. Anger is such a wonderful catalyst. Anyway, so yeah, all of these feelings pass through you, and just don't identify with them. The self is this ever-changing perception. One perception superseding another perception. You know, there is no unchanging self. So meditation is so important, just to remind ourselves that, oh shit, I'm not the centre of the universe. I'm part of the universe, but not all of it. So yeah, that's that. So other things I do in my day: read voraciously, try and do something creative, have a creative pursuit. So whether it could be writing, you know, at the moment, obviously I'm fiercely trying to finish my book, as you all know. So yeah, if it's not writing, making a video, which I don't do enough, I'm going to start doing it every single day. And usually just trying to connect with as many strangers as possible, because I just love finding these extraordinary minds in a sea of mundanity, because we all need to connect to each other if we're going to make the world a better place. Because it's weird, I'm at a festival right now, and it's like, that is how human beings are supposed to live, with music, with great food, community. We have to pay for that. Imagine if it was the other way round. We lived like that, like we do in festivals all the time, you know, minus the inordinate quantity of probably narcotics. Let's just say that we lived with music and peace, no rules, just everyone trusted each other. The structure was a byproduct of being in our heart space, being in our right environment, and then we had to pay to go to a festival structured like society was. No one would fucking pay for it. So yeah, so that's just crazy shit. So I like finding all these minds, so we can say, look, let's just find as many of us as possible in order to bring about change. So yeah, connecting with people, engaging with people is very important for me. Exercise, I'm an exercise fanatic as well as a health fanatic, so I do a lot of running, a lot of hiking. I'm trying to do yoga, which I've been doing as long as meditation, about 10 years, but I just can't quite commit to it. Maybe I'm not supposed to, but I know I need to stretch if I run, swim and hike a lot. And last thing, social anxiety. This is the last topic. I've been speaking very quickly. That's a habit of mine. It's not going to change, so sorry. So social anxiety arises from us rejecting and negating ourselves. People say, oh, how do you deal with that? It's because maybe you're in the wrong place. Maybe you're hanging out with the wrong people and you're trying to fit in so much that you just further ostracize yourself from your true nature. See, that's what happened with me. And that's the thing. You couldn't be more diametrically opposed from the norm when you have a brain like this. So fitting in is bullshit. Like, I know you're probably insecure and feel a lot of anxiety, but meditation can be the genesis of truly embracing who you really are. Meditation has been the catalyst for so many things, including veganism, because like I said, it broadened my horizons and perspective on that topic. And social anxiety, the more I sat with myself and no one but myself, closing my eyes and delving into my own psyche, the more I learnt to like myself. And, you know, the more I realise what my purpose was and everything. That's the thing, when you're not in alignment with your purpose, the world is a scary, confusing place, because you don't feel like you're worthy, and that becomes your mantra you repeat on a daily basis. So I'll do a video on meditation, one kind of designed in a way to kind of meet yourself, realizing that there is no fixed self. You know, we feel like we're riding around behind our head, behind our eyes, sorry, riding around in our head behind our eyes. But we never say me. We always say me, don't we? Who do you go that says me and him? It's always me and him and I. So if anything, this is what we should be responding to all the time. And if you're sensitive, if you're PDA, if you're indigo, you have been blessed with that. That is an internal compass, born intact, and it never will. This fuzzes and muddles and addles everything up. But that's the whole point. With meditation, we can calm that down, come to this, and live the life we really want to live. The life we were destined to live. Thank you very much for listening. This has been an exuberant video. Yeah, I'm quite hyped up just because why not? You know, it's all a choice. It's all a choice. Have a good day. Thank you for watching. Peace.